Hello and welcome to this week's Terrace Bay Council meeting. CAO John Hall gave a report on his recent attendance at the Municipal Managers Conference. Terrace Bay will host an open day to recognize Local Government Week, and an update to the Hydro Bay subdivision project was presented. The evening's full agenda is up next. Thank you for watching.
Everyone, having reached the hour of 6:30 on Monday, October 21st, 2024, I call this meeting of the Corporation of the Township of Terrace Bay to order. A declaration: the Council of the Township of Terrace Bay hereby acknowledges that we are in the Robinson Superior Treaty Territory, and the land in which we gather is the traditional territory of the Nishnawbek and Métis. I have a motion here, item number 3. Additions, deletions, or amendments. Motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, second by Councillor Duno. Resolved that Council approve the agenda for the regular council meeting held on October 21st, 2024, amended as follows. Addition of item 7C regarding a letter from Lake Spirit High School requesting donation of tables, and 7D, a letter from the North Shore Harvest covered requesting financial assistance. Any other addition? All in favor? Carried. Any disclosures of interest? Hearing none. Item 5, adoption of minutes. Motion moved by Councillor Duno, seconded by Councillor St. Louis. Resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting held October 7th, 2024 be approved as presented. Any questions on the motion? All in favor? Carried. Work from administration.
Hey, Your Worship. First up is the November meeting schedule. So right now the agenda is pretty light for November 4th meeting. I'm also away, but clerk could run the meeting. So just letting council know, you may just push it off to one meeting, which is on the 18th. But we'll play it by ear for now. So just pass the resolution saying only one meeting because we don't know. So just giving council a heads up on that one.
Next item down there, PTO.
So yeah, I apologize. I should have brought the MCTOs onto the last meeting. But so recently I attended MCTO Zone 9 in Thunder Bay and the MCTO Clerks Forum online. Hot topics of discussion of the zone meeting include the agenda here. So several on human rights and human resource law updates. We had a presentation from the Ombudsman as well as the MPAC was cancelled. Updates from the MCTO themselves with respect to what's going on in the municipal world, what's going on with the organization. We have a very popular roundtable discussion run by a clerk so it's a pretty good opportunity to network with other clerks in the room, other CAOs, other treasurers in the room to see what they're experiencing in terms of issues with the municipalities. Then we had a presentation of Elections Ontario, mostly focused on the 2026 election and the fact that Elections Ontario is actually taking over the voters list. So it's a big change right now. MPAC currently has the voters list. Then we had a presentation from McKittrick's on privacy law, and that was it for Zone 9. With respect to the Clerks Forum, I believe there were 6 topics, very broad set of topics, but very pertinent to running a municipality in modern times. We had a presentation from 2 clerks from the city of Brockville and the city of Toronto, just sort of having a back and forth discussion with what those municipalities are experiencing and just sharing their experiences over their careers. When clerks lead planning was next, so in smaller places like ours, if you don't have a planning consultant like we do, clerks actually typically take on the bulk of work out of the Planning Act. Even with our our consultants in our situation. There's still a lot of sections of the Planning Act say the clerk shall, which all falls to me. Really good presentation after that on navigating social media and challenges in the municipal landscape. And then in the afternoon, we had two presentations on privacy, specifically privacy breaches was an important one of the second presentation. And then the last one was retirement is not a dirty word. So just talking about, future planning for your career, that kind of thing. So both really good sessions that I was able to attend, especially the second one virtually. So.
Any questions? John? Okay, item C, John, local government week.
So just to bring back, we will do social media campaign. We passed a proclamation the last meeting declaring this week to be local government week. So it's local government week. Welcome everybody to local government week. We'll do some social media campaigning, just that kind of thing around town. Just the last part was whether or not council wanted to do anything specific or particular to celebrate, recognize, or one of the thoughts Paul and I were discussing was having an afternoon, just having coffee with a common group. People can come in and talk to council about really anything they want to.
Sure.
Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday are probably not too bad days to pick one of those days to do it on. Wednesday might be a bit soon, but the only thinking there was we had a strategic planning session in the morning, so it might have been a good time because everybody's supposed to be available. But so right now, I think I'll plan for Thursday or Friday. We'll set that up, get it out, get it advertised, and get it on social media, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay, thanks, John. And the last one, item B, subdivision application requests.
Thank you, Your Worship. So on August 2nd, 2022, our council approved the official plan amendment, zoning bylaw amendment, and conditions of draft approval for the Hydro Bay subdivision. That's Hydro Bay Center, so not west or east, just so you recall. Since that time, administration and our planning consultant, JL Richards, JLR, and all heard them in short, and have been working with the proponent and proponents representatives from Evergreen Technical Consulting and Quartech to get the conditions of the draft approval completed. So there is a memo attached there from JLR. The proponents consultant provided a letter earlier this year outlining the concerns around the costs required to bring the cottage subdivision projects at Hydro Bay forward. Specific asks, were a revision to the wording for two conditions, 18 and 27, and to have the 25,000 feet, condition 33, be reduced or removed. So as outlined in the memo, JLR is recommending a revision of condition 18 to permit a reduction of the 3% cash and reduction to, 3% cash in the parkland to be conveyed to the township for a park or other recreational purposes. And on condition 27, they agree with the consultant, an archaeological professional, that as long as no development is to occur within the first 30 meters to the high water mark, no further archaeological assessment is needed beyond what's already been done at this time. And then 33, JLR asserts that the fee is an appropriate amount based on the level of effort associated with the application. The township has the ability to recover fees incurred on consulting, engineering, planning, surveying, etc. In respect of the Planning Act applications as outlined in the Planning Act and the Municipal Act, they are not recommending waiving or reducing that fee at this time. So administration does concur with the recommendations of JLR. So the options are that council accept the recommendations of JLR to revise the wording of conditions 18, 27, and 33, condition 33 remains status quo, and the fees not be waived or reduced, and the appropriate resolution be brought forward. Council not accept the recommendations of JLR to revise the wording on conditions 18 and 27, and that condition 33 remains status quo, and the fee not be waived or reduced, and the appropriate resolution be brought forward. Option 3 would be that council not accept the recommendations of JLR to revise the wording of conditions 18 and 27, and that the fees under condition 33 be waived or reduced, and that the appropriate resolution be brought forward. And finally, that council directs administration essentially doesn't agree with the recommendation and directs us otherwise. The recommendation is option 1, that council accept the recommendations of JLR to revise the wording on conditions 18 and 27, and condition 33 remains status quo, and the fee not be waived or reduced, and the appropriate resolution be brought forward.
Any questions? No. Okay, we have a motion by Councilor St. Louis, second by Councilor Duno, whereas Council of the Township of Terrace Bay gave draft approval for the plan of subdivision on these lands described as part of PCL 26553, SEC TBF, part of location SC 455 and location JK 302, geographic township of Chris, Township of Terrace Bay on August 2nd, 2022. And whereas Council deems it appropriate to amend the conditions of draft approval as outlined in the memo entitled Hydro Bay subdivision. Request for changes to draft approval condition number 18 and number 27. Update on conditions number 15 to 17 submitted by J.L. Richards and Associates Limited, provided at the August or October 21st, 2024 council meeting. Now therefore it is resolved that council of the corporation of the town of Terrace Bay amends condition 18 to state the following: that the applicant provide conveyance of 3% of the land for the cash in lieu equivalent to the township for park or other public recreational purposes. The remaining 2% will be represented by the 1 kilometer of Voyager Trail, which passes through the development plans, as well as 2.2 kilometers of the same trail on adjacent land owned by the applicant. The trail will be maintained by the applicant. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. With the health transportation vehicle.
Thank you. So from September 4th through 30th, an RFP was a request for proposal applying for one model hybrid SUV event publicly available for bid. So we received 2 submissions, one for 694 for 2025 Escape, one for Thunder Bay Mitsubishi for 2025 Outlander. Based on cost of the vehicle, reliability, and access to maintenance, administration has built order the 2025 Escape. Delivery is not expected until the spring of 2025. The vehicle will cost $48,144 plus a winter tire package and extended warranty. These amounts were accounted for in the road transportation solutions fund grant application. And this report is provided for information.
Any questions? No. Good to see finally. The vehicle kept them on at least. It only been bid.
They didn't have a hybrid.
Okay. More questions?
The Escape is big enough for the purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a motion moved by Councillor Duno, second by Councillor St. Louis, resolve that council accept the report regarding the health transportation purchase and information only. All in favor? Carried. Next, communications, Billy Bishop Airport support.
So this was actually forwarded by one of our counselors. Really, it's actually a normal resolution, just supporting the continued operation of the island airport. Councillor, do you know, I think you were talking about it before the meeting, that not the lease, but the essential license to operate that airport was coming up for renewal. And so that's part of this. And again, just highlighting the importance of that airport to all of us in the north. And it provides ease of access to downtown Toronto when we do have to attend the Roma conference and other municipalities attend other meetings in the city as well too. So.
Okay, we have a motion moved by Councillor St. Louis, second by Councillor Duno, whereas Billy Bishop Airport serves more than 2 million passengers per year, making it the 9th busiest airport in Canada, 5th busiest serving the U.S. market, 3rd busiest airport in Ontario, and making it a critical component of the national and regional air transportation system. And whereas the airport provides data connections to the north with service to Thunder Bay, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, and Sudbury, and enables access to many other neighboring communities. And whereas Billy Bishop Airport is a critical access point for northern communities for economic opportunities, tourism, social connectivity, and critical medical care located in downtown Toronto. Whereas the airport operates under a tripartite agreement among the City of Toronto, Transport Canada, and Ports Toronto, and that agreement is set to expire in 2033. And whereas the airport is seeking to secure its long-term future through a process to modernize and extend the tripartite agreement to drive sustainable growth and enhance access and connections for passengers and the communities it connects to. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Northwest Ontario Municipal Association to seek an urgent action from the City of Toronto, Ports Toronto, and Transport Canada to commence the process and conclude it by the end of 2025 to modernize the current tripartite agreement and secure the future for Billy Bishop Airport. And further be it resolved that a copy of this motion be sent to, there's a bunch of people here that I'm not gonna name. There's like probably 24 people here, so. Any questions on that? All in favor? There.
Is it that you didn't want to pronounce their names or you didn't want to read their names?
There's probably 20 names here, so.
Good job.
Last thing on Council Alton Hills resolution. Province updates to the municipal elections act. Well, talk about it, just do a motion.
I can just speak very quickly. So it's actually in support of AMCTO, it's the organization I belong to, my professional organization. Just recommendations ahead of the 2026 election. One of the highlights there is the MEA, or the West Orange Municipal Elections Act. Will be 30 years old by the time the next municipal and school board elections take place in 2026. Really, there's been a patchwork of changes to it, and reverse to it over the last probably decade. Really, the legislation from the AMCTO's perspective is in need of a pretty significant overhaul and review. That's really about it. It's more of a general thing. They're just suggesting it happen well in advance of the 2026 election so that municipalities, administrations can respond accordingly before the election process starts. You'll recall in 2018 when the changes were made, and I think the city of Toronto had a week to turn around from, however large council to a 25-member council. So they essentially ran two separate elections leading up to that point. So.
Thanks, Sean. We also had my officer Louis. Whereas elections rules need to be clear, supporting candidates and voters in their electoral participation at the election, administrators in running elections. And whereas legislation needs to strike the right balance between providing clear rules and frameworks to ensure the integrity of the electoral process. And whereas the legislation must also reduce administrative and operational burden for municipal staff, ensuring that local election administrators can run elections in a way that responds to the unique circumstances of their local communities. And whereas the Municipal Election Act of 1996 will be 30 years old by the next municipal and school board elections in 2026, and whereas the Municipal Election Act sets out the rules for local elections, the Assessment Act 1990 and the Education Act 1990 also contain provisions impacting local elections, adding more places for voters, candidates, and administrators to look for the rules that bind the local democratic process in Ontario. And whereas the Act can possess difficulties for voters, candidates, contributors, and third-party advertisers to read, to interpret, to comply with, and for the election administrators to enforce. And whereas, local elections are run as efficiently and effectively as can be within the current legislative framework, modernization and continuous improvement is needed to ensure the Act is responsive to today's needs and tomorrow's challenges. And whereas to keep public trust and improve safeguards, the Act should be reviewed considering the ever-changing landscape with impacts, elections and administration, including privacy, the threats of foreign interference, increased spread of disinformation, and increased use of technologies like artificial intelligence and the use of digital identities. And whereas the Association of Municipal Managers, Clerks and Treasurers of Ontario reviewed the Act and has provided several recommendations, including modernizing the legislation, harmonizing rules, and streamlining and simplifying administration. And whereas AMCTO put forward recommendations for amendments ahead of the 2026 elections and longer-term recommendations for amendments ahead of the 2030 elections. Therefore, be it resolved that the Council of the Township of Terrace Bay calls for the province to update the Municipal Election Act with priority amendments as outlined by the AMCTO before summer 2025 and commence work to review and rewrite the Municipal Election Act with longer-term recommendations ahead of the 2030 election. And further that this resolution be forwarded to all municipalities in Ontario for support, that each endorsement be then forwarded to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, Minister of Education, the Minister of Public Business Service Delivery, Minister of Finance, and the Premier of Ontario, Thunder Bay MPPs, AMO and AMCTO. Any questions?
No. You must be happy again, I didn't quite get it.
Okay, all in favor? Okay, these are the two additions here. We have a motion moved by Councilor St. Louis, second by Councilor Duno. Resolved that council approve the in-kind donation of tables and table cloths from the Michael King Hall to the SGSV Terrace Bay Public School and Lake Superior High School for their feast and feedback event, October 24th, 2020. Any questions on that? No. All in favor? Carried. The next item here is our last one added. Moved by Councilor Duno, second by Councilor St. Louis. Resolved that council approve the donation of to the North Shore Harvest covered for the annual Christmas hamper campaign. I'm not sure what we did. They did that off the top of your head. 500. Yeah. We don't.
Not anything budgeted for this year for it and bring up against the market. Sure.
In the past, we can recall.
Yeah.
We can rebut it for it, that's what we get.
I'm sure there's something. The demand is probably.
Yeah, that's what the I think the letter said that the mill be down and the bank is on. I know. That's what the that'll be on the sport club, $1,000 that I saw somewhere that North Shore brewery gave $1,000 too, I believe. So it's $500. That would be good for me. Yeah, you're okay with that? Okay, motion moved by Councilor Duno, second by Councilor St. Louis. Resolved that council approve a donation of $500 to the North Shore Harvest covered to the annual Christmas hamper campaign. All in favor? Carried. Bylaws. Other business and resolution item of Terrace Bay. You want to talk? Or you want to do it?
Sure, so we have requested, as stated last meeting, requested with the mill, as sort of hinted at by them, wait till the mill towards the end of October, we haven't back them yet. We did have a meeting with Kevin Hall, who's also obviously the Associate Minister of Forestry in Terrace Bay last week. There's still optimism I think on all sides of the fence that there is a viable buyer for the mill. It's going to operate it as a mill. It's not, can't give me firm confirmation because no one can give any firm confirmation unless you work at the mill, unfortunately. But there are rumors that they are planning on heating it for the winter, but we'll try and hopefully confirm those when we finally do their meeting. That's all I have.
And the next item, after myself and John were talking last week, we also met with Shane Beer and talked about sharing our PMS services, and we did say that there's a struggle to get paramedics here. So, I mean, if anyone's reading the news today, they see that we're not the only one struggling, and they're actively recruiting for paramedics in this area. I want to say we went down to Toronto, John, to try and get people up here. We asked if there's anything that the town could do to help recruit paramedics, and basically said you guys are doing what you can. I mean, he said Terrace Bay has a lot to offer, and that's just keep your I guess activities, arena, and all that other stuff. Because like I said before, people would like something to do, and Terrace Bay has a lot to offer. So we are attracted to get people here. So, John.
This is one of the focuses on the marketing in Toronto or in Southern Ontario they were attending. Obviously, housing is much cheaper up here than it is GTA and probably most of Southern Ontario. That was a big focus. Lifestyle, and sort of laid back, outdoors, ready, you're living in your back door. But he did say that the education piece is a bit of a bottleneck in the sense that the course is hard. They may have classes of 30 that go through the college where only half graduate. So there's a bit of a bottleneck and delay there. He did share that his last check, I think they were 100% of the graduates of the Confederations program. They actually come work for SEMS. So that's sort of a good thing. There's a pathway right from the college program into SEMS, but it's not enough. He's got more paramedics leaving the field or going off on long term or et cetera, than he does coming in through the recruitment door. So that's the bottleneck as he put it. So I'm sure that.
And one other thing they say, the negative comments on social media doesn't help the recruiting process in this area. So.
Did he reference whether that was the union's post or just citizens' post, or
We never stand in what whose post it was. And,
just, I mean, it's not just one post, I get that. I'd be curious, because there's a lot of praise for our local paramedics, and that certainly helps with the marketing. There's a lot of support for them, or even around our table for our people. Tough spot to be right now.
Any question period, John?
And there's people, anybody online, if you'd like to pose a question, just check the audience first. So.
Any, Daddy?
I just wonder, you said you were going to be having an event for the local government week on Thursday or Friday, and you're going to post it on social media. As a person who does not engage in social media, how will I find out about it?
The other places.
Don't tell me anything on social media.
The other places we'll go is the radio CFNO. We do a report after every council meeting, and we'll go on our website and we'll put some posters uptown as well too. So
And they have the digital sign up here too, Betty.
that's the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
For us Luddites.
Nothing wrong with not being on social media.
That's
One on one.
going twice online. Third and final time. That's the of course the line version.
Like the Virginia.
Well, I sort of have one question. The vehicle that we didn't now, it seems to me to be kind of a small car, and I know, the people that you're dealing with are elderly, maybe have wheelchairs and that sort of thing. I'm just wondering, how that's going to work, because I have a few police program myself.
I don't know how big that Ford, what is it, Escape? Would be?
Yeah, it's classified as compact SUV.
So,
Considerably smaller than what we have right now, what you've had for the last couple of years.
Part of the issue was we had to, in order to qualify for the grant, we had to buy a hybrid vehicle. There are a limited number of models that were out there. We did issue an RFP, and those were responding companies. So.
I thought that the vehicle was rented, so the lease, but is it not
No.
leased?
This one's purchased. This one is purchased. So yeah, we have to purchase it. The last one, I'm not sure. Would we lease the last one? No, we purchased it outright.
Purchase plan.
2019.
okay, thank you. Now we are going to camera.
Thank you.
We have a motion moved by Councilor St. Louis, second by Councilor Duno, resolved by Councilor move the next part of the meeting in camera at 7 p.m. To discuss approval of the minutes of the previous full session held on October 7th. 4 matters under personal matters upon an identifiable individual, including municipal or local board employees. Incident at municipal office, human resources matter, council, and significant employee milestone. And 1 matter under position plan procedure criteria or instruct to be applied to any negotiations carried on or to be carried on by or on behalf of municipality, the local board regarding release in municipality. And now council will recess for 5 minutes. All in favor? There.